First of all, I would like to thank you, Christina, for taking the time to be talking to me, for doing this brief interview for the conference in Brazil. I'm pretty sure that all the attendees are already looking forward to knowing you in person or at least in video and to learn from you, which is something that we are all looking forward to.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, no, it is a pleasure for us to have you here in Brazil. I'm pretty sure that everyone is excited to have you here. And I would like to start this brief interview with you, asking you, what was your route? What was your path into chemotherapy? How did you become a chemotherapist?
Well, I am a CBT therapist, a trainer and a supervisor for many years. This was my first training. But after starting CBT, I felt the need for more in-depth, let's say, understanding of the clients I was working with. So I started to do transactional analysis, which is really lovely and I really like it. But I felt that it was not as structured, as I would have liked it to be. And I started reading a lot of books and I discovered Jeffrey Young's book and I really loved it. And I started practicing from that book, but it felt it wasn't enough. So at some point we decided, okay, why don't we bring chemotherapy in Romania? So we contacted the International Association, we were recommended international trainers, and we started training in Romania in 2015. And I was the one organizing the first groups. So then, yeah, I got the training, I got the supervision. I was the first one to get certified here. And I really enjoyed it because it helped. I mean, the conceptualization of chemotherapy actually helped me to have a framework in which to put together everything that I learned from other orientation, but make sense of it and put it all together. And I felt that the conceptualization in chemotherapy is so rich on one hand, so structure on the other hand, but it also allows so much flexibility and it allows you to bring so many important things, and pieces that are really beautiful and not only beautiful, like really effective from other orientations, like chair work, imagery, and all this kind of experiential stuff, cognitive stuff, behavioral stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was the most amazing therapies.
No, it is really nice to hear you talk about chemotherapy, especially the integrative role of chemotherapy, and also the framework that chemotherapy has, because it is a really important point for us as chemotherapists to have this framework and this conceptualization and to work from that. So it is really, really interesting. And also, I really enjoy listening to you talk about chemotherapy in that way, because I understand you when you say that. I also started with CBT, so it is really nice to move and to be able to use some of those strategies as well.
Yes, and also I think that this transdiagnostic characteristic of chemotherapy, being able to actually use the model in order to understand a lot of mental let's say framework. This is really amazing because it offers the flexibility but also within a structure background. So yeah, I really think it's very useful, very efficient for both the therapist and the client, because it's easily understood by the clients and used.
That makes total sense. And let me ask you, what are your main focuses of work now in chemotherapy? What do you tend to focus more nowadays?
Well, I work with adults mainly. I used to work in my practice with children and adolescents, but I gave that up at some point in my career when I had the option, But I work a lot with adults and with groups. I really love working with groups. And now I'm doing my advanced certification for groups as well. And I'm hoping to get it before I get to Brazil, actually.
Crossing our fingers, right?
Thank you. Yeah. So I work a lot with groups and with adults, and I work with personality disorders a lot, especially with narcissistic personality disorder, and like everyone who deals with overcompensators somehow send them to me in the end. I don't work, for example, so much with borderline clients, but I tend to gravitate more, and my practice tends to gravitate more towards narcissistic traits and narcissistic people, or partners of narcissistic people or traits, or
And what do you think there are do you think there are the main challenges in your practice today, even in groups and even working individual with those clients that you mentioned?
Well, it depends. I think there are practical challenges in terms of, working online a lot due to COVID and due to the fact that many narcissistic clients prefer to work online because it allows them to have to be more detached. A lot of people are now feeling better in working online. At least the population I'm working with feels relieved by working like that at distance, which I think it's challenging. I think it is also the motivation of some people to come into therapy. This can be another challenge, because with this work group, sometimes they come because they are sent or recommended by others, but they don't think they have a problems, but rather that other people have a problem, as you know, of course.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It happens.
Exactly. But what I really enjoy is that once you get to do a relationship, these people are motivated to work, and I really enjoy the fact that they can be challenged, and they love challenges. So it's a way of working that really fits the way I am, probably, with my own narcissistic features or narcissistic traits, but yeah, I mean, I think every therapist, at some point gets the population of clients that fits their own personality. And I believe that my main coping modes would be from the overcompensatory sides. So of course, now I use my healthy adults to keep them online, but I think they help me inform myself about working with this specific clients, which is very, very useful. So it's challenging and at the same time beautiful. So yeah, basically, I think it's a learning experience for therapists as well, not only for the clients.
Yeah, and it is really nice to listen to you, and I believe that the experience that I felt listening to you is similar to some people that might be listening to us, about the empathic way that you were talking about understanding our modes, our schemas, and how do they also get in touch with our clients' schemas, but also to be able to understand a little bit better on how those individuals actually activate those coping modes. And it is really nice to listen to you. It's like an empathetic but also compassionate way of looking towards those clients, because I think that you'll agree with me that a lot of people don't feel that empathetic and compassionate about those individuals. And it is really nice to hear that from you.
Yeah, but one thing, I think that one of my first professional experiences with this kind of people was when I working with high school students. And for example, I observed that the ones that were mostly in trouble for their behaviors, which were considered to be, rather antisocial or not empathic or stuff like that, were the students that were jumping to help when it was needed. For example, we had a teacher with a disability, and in Romania we don't have ramps or accessibility. And these kids that had the most problems with their behaviors were the first one to jump and help. And at that point, that got my attention. And I was thinking, so what's going on? Everyone, labels them as, oh, this is a problematic kid. But when
Yeah.
it comes to help, you can really count on them. And I remember this was how my journey started, like praising them and getting to do a relationship with them while nobody else could. And they kind of showed me another face, and was able to use that kind of relationship to build up the relationship and then to work through their behaviors. So yeah, this was like a glimpse of, okay, there is something there that people don't actually access due to their mask, to what they put
Yeah.
out.
That's really interesting. I really enjoyed listening to that from you, and really, really interesting to think about that in so many ways. And Christina, I would also like to ask you, and now in a different route from our interview, what are your expectations for the conference, and what are your expectations from Brazil? I'm aware that you have never been to Brazil before, but I know that you've been to South America before. So what are your expectations?
Well, I'm really looking forward to come to Brazil. Everything that I've heard and I've seen, it looks like a really amazing, beautiful country and beautiful people. I probably will come back at some point for the Rio de Janeiro Fest.
Yeah, yeah, the
Carnival,
carnival.
the festival, yeah. But so I'm looking forward to meeting all the therapists and at the conference, because it is a huge event. And I'm really excited to see so many people being excited about chemotherapy and about psychotherapy. So I think it will be an amazing atmosphere, and getting to meet your team like face to
Yeah.
face. That's a great opportunity. So there are so many things I want to, to see, just experience your culture, the food, the vibe, I'm many things.
Yeah, we are also really looking forward to that. We are counting down the days, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that I'm sure that we'll try our best to make the best experience for you guys, and I count on the Brazilian hospitality for you guys to to enjoy your time here with us.
I have no doubt that you will be amazing host.
So, Christina, I would like to thank you for taking the time to talk to me, uh, and to introduce yourself a little bit more to our attendees. I'm pretty sure that everyone is excited and looking forward to listen and learning from you in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
It is right around the corner. It sounds like September is far away, but it's like this, and we are in September, right?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Leo. I'm looking forward to be there.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much.